Today's video is brought to you by Petflow.com, the leader in pet food delivery services, offering food and pet supplies from over 150 different brands. Many people want to know how to teach their dogs to listen to them in really distracting situations, especially around other dogs. For example, maybe you might want to go to the dog park and still have your dog listen to you. I'm thinking about making a video that addresses this in the pretty near future with the rock star dog, Nina. You might have seen her from some other videos. If this is something you'd like to see, tell me in the comments below. Either way, you're still going to need to apply what you learn in this video in order to even get to that point. Hey, click thumbs up if you find these videos helpful, and like me on Facebook too at facebook.com/TheZachGeorge. Make sure you are subscribed to my videos so that you see each and every one of them. Early on in my advanced dog training class, I have a pretty strong emphasis on teaching our dogs to listen to us from a greater and greater distance. After you've taught your dogs some basic stuff, this would be the next step. So if you're at that point, try and apply some of these exercises that you learn about in this video. And if you're not, this will give you something to shoot for. If you haven't checked out Petflow.com, you should go ahead and do so. Not only do they give you the ability to cut out a major chore of having to run across town to get your dog food, however often you have to get it, but they also have excellent prices on lots of toys, accessories, treats, and more. These are things that we frequently need when we're teaching our dogs. And remember, as viewers of the Dog Training Revolution, you'll get $5 off any order $30 or more, and you'll also get free shipping on all orders over $49 once discounts are applied. Make sure you enter promo code ZachGeorge. It's really common, especially for beginners, to not really understand that just because their dog may sit or lie down or leave something alone in front of them at a short distance, that they're not ready to just immediately start doing it at a massive distance. It just means that our dogs haven't generalized these basic behaviors yet, and we have to teach them how to do that. Remember, dogs are very hypersensitive to the distance we are from them when asking them to do things. Right now we're working with King, and we're going to see if he can do lie down from a bit of distance. Good, I'll take that. And so right here, this is your distance with the hand signal. So your next step is to be able to have the hand signal here. Yeah. Now, I have an excellent video on teaching your dog how to listen to you from a greater distance in the description of this video. But to sum up, we grow distance very slowly, and we reward very frequently on even the smallest hints of progress along the way. Look at that. Really clear communication, nice eye contact. They work together just beautifully. It's important to identify that exact point from where your dog goes from listening to you to not listening to you. Remember, if they're not listening to you when you go farther away, they just don't understand yet. They are not being stubborn.
Bixby, sit.
Right there. And
like
so,
an inch.
It is that 1 inch. And it's from this point that you want to slowly grow distance with your dog. Now, don't be afraid to take a step back and give your dog some easy ones too. Think back to grade school when you were learning some type of new math, maybe long division, for example. Your teacher didn't just throw a bunch of hard problems at you right off the top. They kind of mix those in with some easier ones in order to keep you motivated to keep learning. So we want to kind of do this version of this with our dogs as well. Now on to Tucker, the lab puppy. Oh, good work. Robin was one of my first students here in New Orleans with her dog Tucker. When he was like this big, she has just rocked, and I've been thoroughly impressed with how well they've done. Oh, look at that. Here you go. Don't you love how she rewards him? He picks up so quick, not because he's a gifted dog, though he is very smart, but because Robin has such an amazing relationship with Tucker. Right now we're working on how to teach our dogs how to leave something alone from a distance. Now I'm not talking about setting it in front of them and walking away. I'm talking about walking away from them. And go ahead and show me with Benny. Tell him to leave it in advance and throw a treat right at him. Okay. With some dogs, especially young dogs or dogs new to training, you'll need to start off very close to them when teaching something like this and very delicately expand that distance. Now, I have a great video in the description of this video on teaching your dog to leave something alone if your dog cannot yet do that. Breeze is a pretty young dog, so he's still taking this in, and he still has kind of a small training bubble. If you don't know what the training bubble is, I have another video in the description that will explain that in detail. Benny is one of the most low-key boxers I have ever met in my life, but I've got to say, he really catches on quickly.
Benny, leave it.
Oh. This is awesome. That is so good. This is just a good communication building exercise. It's one thing to have our dogs leave something alone when we just drop it right in front of them and we're right here. But when we can do that from a big distance, that's a good sign that a dog is starting to generalize.
Leave it.
My class actually works.
Bixby, leave it.
There are going to be times when your dog doesn't do exactly what you want them to do. This is part of teaching a dog. So it's on us to make sure the next series of attempts are a little bit easier for our dogs so that we can ease them into it. The best thing you can do when this happens is to be patient. The worst thing you can do is be frustrated. Remember, it is a law of dog training that dogs do not respond to a frustrated trainer. You'll just want to make sure that you let your dog know exactly when they're doing the right thing and let them know in the biggest way you can. Notice how Amy is immediately able to tell Bixby to leave that treat alone the moment Bixby starts thinking about going after that treat. This is what real authentic communication is all about. She doesn't need to touch her dog in order to teach these concepts to Bixby. That's what I'm talking about. That's how it's supposed to look. Bixby looks amazing.
Sit. Stay. Stay, Tucker. Sit.
And now we're gonna see if he'll leave it. She has a habit of rewarding by throwing the treat, but he's generalizing well. Very nice. Good work. The more you focus on connecting with and understanding your individual dog, and the less you focus on implementing a step-by-step textbook approach, the more real and the faster your results will be. Now, there's nothing wrong with using steps as a guide, but it's no substitute for making sure you train with feeling, lots of love, and lots of genuine enthusiasm when you're working with your dog. You can help support this dog training channel and keep videos like this coming very frequently by doing your everyday pet shopping at petflow.com/ZachGeorge. Remember, viewers of this channel get $5 off any order, $30 or more, and free shipping on all orders over $49 after all discounts are applied when you enter promo code ZachGeorge. Hey, if you don't like me on Facebook, make sure you do that too at facebook.com/TheZachGeorge. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel and tell me in the comments below, do you want to see a video on teaching your dog to listen to you around extremely distracting situations like other dogs and other people and new environments? If so, tell me in the comments below. Also, click thumbs up if you found this video helpful, and I will see you guys in the very next video.